You got to be a fully fledged and functioning human being. You got to deal with this. There's no way around it. You've got to deal with this. So in the art, we begin on a physical level. Why? Because that's the first thing that you see when you see somebody. You see the physicality. When you see the dysfunction, unless you know them, you see their dysfunction in the physical realm. Standoffish, angry, fist balled up, fearful, something will happen. Instinct, I got to do for me first. Take care of me first, and I might get around to you. So the teacher, in the art, we begin to see this. The person's posture, how do they hold their posture? How do they adapt to the changing postures? Are they locked into one thing? You know this bathed from the ring. You can look at your opponent and see exactly how well they've trained. You can see relaxation and confidence, right? Or you can see tension and fear. So you know how the training camp went. So this is the first thing we see, and we make judgments based on this. We're people that we deal with what it looked like. You get trapped in that if you don't understand this. The person looks and acts a certain way because there's something happening right here on this level. Some experiences from childhood and in adulthood continuing to feed negative emotion. So until the teacher, through insight, deals with this, there'll never be the accomplishing of skill on this level. Never. The instinctive level. Think of the natural fears that human beings have. Think of those natural fears. But how they become blown out of proportion based upon our experiences in life. If, when my mother was carrying me and she almost drowned, if I hadn't gone to Boy Scout camp when I went, I might have been afraid of water for the rest of my life. Because I had an aversion to it. But they just took us and just threw us in the lake. The shallow end, about 5 or 6 feet. They throw you in, and they, for a moment, they just look to see how you're going to do, because they know you're not going to drown immediately. So they just look and see how you handle it. Then based upon that, they either pull you out or push you further in, or but it begins there with being in that water and just, if you can encounter the thing that terrifies you, then you begin moving on the path of freedom from fear. Afraid that somebody's going to beat you, leave you, cheat you, lie to you, all of these fears that we have. We have to encounter them to know if they're real. But one fear that we're not considering properly is the fear that we have of each other and the danger that that brings. Who knows why that young soldier was shot in his back on leave to visit his mom and his child? Who knows why? Maybe somebody has some addictions on a physical level. He had to get paid. Who knows? Some need on the emotional level. Somebody beat me, I'm going to beat somebody. Somebody hurt me, I'm going to hurt somebody. Could be the reason. Or just instinctive, right? Kill or be killed. But we overlook these things. And the law, the police cannot defend you from these things because they can arise spontaneously. You have to know how to focus and discern what's going on around Because at this level, the perceptive mind increases. You don't have perceptive mind functioning on a physical level. Emotional level, instinctive level, it's the mental level that the perceptions blossom. And you begin to see things that get past a lot of people. Police officers, military people, they develop this mind because you can't stay alive if you don't develop this. You have to develop this to know how to deal with these in a combat situation because instinct takes over. You want to run. Something's going to hurt me there. I got to get away. I got to run. That takes place on the battlefield. But here in the community, it happens also. I got to run away from responsibility. Do what? Oh no. I can't do that. I got to get away from that. Financial responsibility, political action, liberate myself politically, go up against the powers that be. I'm running away from that one. But I will hide in food and drink and women and men and the mall and all these things. I'll drown myself in that. Men have been doing that for centuries. Hiding in a woman. Women hiding in a man. You know it's real. Because at one point in our life, for a brief moment, we decide to hide from something. You must deal with these three in order to physically or completely deal with this evil. You can't transcend your physical problems without this. You can't transcend your emotional problems without this. You can't transcend your instinctive problems without this. And until that happens, this ain't none but a conversation. And yet, that's where most people begin. You see, next to spiritual, I have spiritual systems. Most people begin there. I'm going to go get involved in the spiritual system. Okay. So, in one spiritual system, you hear that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. How do you relate to that right here? Can you sacrifice anything? Can you sacrifice the emotional outburst, which is always just below the surface? Can you sacrifice that? The need to disrupt. Because here you're trying to function on this level where the Godhead, as they say, gave his only begotten Son, whatever that means. So now you're trying to relate to this. You could raise holy hands, you sit in the pew, and every Sunday, physically, you go and sit down and listen to the sermon. Or how often you go. Physically, you go to the place where there's a taught. Physically, you go to the place where the spiritual system is taught. You bring yourself there. You feel yourself there. You can hear other voices, you see other people. How does that in and of itself deal with negative emotional content? How does that in and of itself help you get past those negative experiences, which don't allow you to hear completely what's being said? They're dealing with spiritual principle on this level. You're suffering here because all of your life people cause you to feel inadequate physically. You were the ugly duck. Even parents teased you. You got teased in school. You felt like this ugly duck. So now you go to the spiritual center and you tell me you're focusing on that? You can't. Because we deal with the world the way we see ourselves.